Yo, what's up guys? First Moon Animations here. And today, you might have seen my Instagram posts, hopefully I put them up by the time this video is released, of the new project I've been working on. I've recently kind of gotten into customization a little bit, sorry for that. And basically, I've been trying out some weathering effects and it looks super sick. And I just want to share this video with you guys on how you can do it and how to not be afraid to do weathering effects. So I did all these troopers right here, pretty much, and the figures I will be working on today, you might not see all of them in the video, or just a quick time lapse of them, but that's how they turned out in the end. This is what I will be working on. So, figures you'll probably see in the video, it's Boba, Iron Man, Grievous, I'm excited to work on him, maybe one of the clones, and then I'm going to show this guy first, just to see how you can completely transform this brand new figure. Look at him compared to these guys. It almost looks stupid if I were to think about keeping him how he is, but I decided against that because one, it looked just kind of weird and stupid, and two, I don't know, it just, for the video I guess, I don't know. So here's what you're gonna need for this project. So, of course, number one, you're gonna need the figure you're working on. I recommend starting on a figure maybe you're not too fond of, or a figure that would make sense for weathering. You don't want to go crazy and do every figure you have with weathering effects unless you're really into that. So for now I chose some figures, Stormtroopers. I'm going to try Iron Man. He's probably one of the only MCU or Marvel figures I'm going to do, just because I really did not like the red on this guy and I want to distract from the bright red with some darker accents. So yeah, so you're going to want that first. And then second, you're going to need a space to work on. And the paints I'm using is a brown and black. Basically, you can use green, gray, basically darker colors that might make sense. You're going to want something to put it on and paint the figure on. So you're going to want that. You're going to need some water, paintbrush of course. And then you're going to want an old t-shirt or towel. I don't know if paper towels will work. They might. This is basically going to be how you're achieving the effect with this. So, okay. I guess I'll get into the first part of this. Won't be a time lapse of the normal trooper, but by the end, or it will probably transform to a time lapse like halfway. So yeah. All right. Oh, and ignore these. You might have seen on my Instagram that I customized these figures for my Clone Wars series. I do like how they look, but I don't know if I like the black as much. So I'm probably, so you can see this guy here. I was in the middle of painting them back white. I'm probably going to do a teal and yellow color scheme for those guys instead, because I want to show like blast marks and injuries and more weathering effects on these guys hopefully. So maybe if this customizing video goes well, then I'll do it on this. But enough rambling, let's get into this video. Okay, so here we are with our Stormtrooper. He basically looks like he's on day one of his job. He hasn't even touched the field yet. Perfectly shiny. By the end, he's going to look like he's a veteran. So this first part, I'm not going to do a time lapse for. So I'm just going to show you basically how you're going to start to do this. And then we're going to go into a time lapse once you get the basics. So figure down here, you're going to want to take your paintbrush. So I'm trying to make sure this is in view of the camera. So you're going to want to take your paintbrush. You need to put some more brown paint down, of course. Okay, so I like to start with brown paint for these figures, I realized, because it shows up better. And you're going to want to take your paint, you're going to want to make sure it's very dry. You don't want a lot on the figure when you apply it. So take the paint. I hope this is showing up on camera well. I don't know if it is. Kind of looking at there instead of the figure more. No, don't be afraid to apply it on all of the figures. So I'm just going to start with his leg first. That's half the leg. Make sure you get all around. But don't try and go too much into the crevices. Just try and lightly brush over it. If you go into the crevices, when you wipe it down with a towel, it's gonna kind of just, the paint won't look like worn away. It'll still look kind of new, and it's just gonna look a bit weird. So now we're gonna take our black paint, spread it out a bit, and then we're gonna apply this. apply it on our figure. Make sure it looks very worn down. You can even just do this to the boots if you wanted to, if you just want to make it look like he's been walking in the dirt. Of course, I'm going to be doing the whole figure today. So yeah. So his leg, I think it's done yet. So now we're gonna take our towel and we're just gonna kind of almost wipe off the paint. So this figure, I'm not going with a super worn out look like the other guys. It's gonna be kind of a lighter weathering effect. So I hope you can see this good. I'm sorry the camera angle is really bad right now. 1 second, let me try and fix that. Oh shoot, don't fall in the paint please, tripod. So hopefully this turns out better. Oh shoot, that was freaking awesome. I just dipped his whole back of his head to the paint. You know what? It's okay, that's okay, because we're weathering this whole guy anyways, so it's fine. Oh shoot, that does not look fine. Okay. So, okay. Still not good. Okay, so the head's already a bit prematurely weathered, but it's fine. So yeah, his leg is basically done right now. First part of his leg. I hope you guys are kind of getting the gist of this. It's not that hard to understand. Forgot to wipe off the paint. That's okay if that happens. It's not that bad of a thing. Just try and spread out the paint a bit more on the figure. You should be fine. Sorry if you hear scratching in the background. My cat is trying to get into my basement door, but I'm not letting her do that because she jumped on the paint before that. Okay, so that is good. We're gonna wipe it in our water, and then get our black paint, wipe it down. Then we're gonna go over this with your hand. Okay, take our towel. I'll wipe down the leg. And voila, look at that. There's a little bit of excess paint there that I don't really want. And you can do this as heavy or as light as you want. It does not have to be crazy looking. I don't know how well the camera's picking this up. It looks okay on camera. Maybe I'll show some after photos later. But now I'm going to get into a quick time lapse so you can just basically see how it turns out without me rambling on and this take forever. So, okay. I'll be right back.
Don't wake up when it's too late. They might think that you hate me. I'ma get it in while you wait. Better late than never.
Yo, I'm back for the rematch like I'm in the ring. Got that W, then try back with conversation. I'm on the station on different avenues. Don't rate cause I'm top of the internet. Cliche.
So as you can see, this guy is basically done now. Before, he went from someone who's never seen action probably before in his trooper career, or at least got a brand new set of armor. Now this guy looks like he's been on the field for days, months, maybe even years. Who knows? But yeah, I think he turned out great. And if you also want to, you can get your water that you used and like an old toothbrush, or maybe like a kind of wet, or just another brush. You can dry it off a bit, and then like paint and like flick it on there. It's not showing up on camera, but it'll turn out good, hopefully. But yeah, so this is basically what it should look like if done properly. There really is no wrong way about this, not really at all. You do not have to have skill to do this at all. It's basically the opposite. You do not need to be a painter. Trust me, I'm not a painter at all. I suck at painting. So you basically just have to scribble on the figure with paint and just wipe it off, and look at this. It's great. So now I'm going into dangerous territory. I'm doing a named character, and I'm doing my first non-Star Wars trooper figure. I'm going to do Iron Man. I'm really scared on how it's going to turn out. So hopefully, wish me luck, and we'll see. Okay, so for Iron Man, I'm not going to be doing any brown. As Iron Man is not really a figure that would really go in dirt or anything like that, I'm just going to be doing some light black coloring on him, scratches basically. Don't forget to do his hands. He does have interchangeable hands. So yeah, let's get.
Why you gotta go and let me down like that, hey, down like that, oh why you go and let me down like that, hey, down like, I was nothing but loyal to you right from the start, you changed up on me as soon as things were getting hot, I've only seen the light just by us being in the dark, and you let me down like that, yeah, down like that, oh
I want that knockdown. Fuck up the system.
Not that bad at all. I actually already like this because it doesn't even really look that weathered. It just basically brings down the brightness of the paint by a lot, and that's good, especially if you have this figure. You know, it's like a bright candy red, and I'm not a fan of that. So this is basically like Iron Man getting beaten up in Endgame or something. So yeah, alright, we're gonna go into the time lapse now, and I'll see you guys later.
You gotta go and let me down like that, hey, down like that, oh why you go and let me down like that, hey, down like, I was nothing but loyal to you.
Okay, so this is the final product of today's customization. I got called right in the middle of filming for Iron Man, and I didn't get to film the rest of the figures, so I'm sorry about that. It was cut short, but I hope you guys get basically the gist of what happened and how to do this. It's very simple, not a lot of skill needed, so yeah, I'll just do a brief showcase. So here's all the troopers. This is the plain white trooper that was there before. Now he looks like battle worn, like the rest of these guys. Posts will be up on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me for posts of these guys and many more updates on my channel. It's just Crescent Moon Animation, so make sure to go follow that. Thank you. And so yeah, there's Iron Man, clones, Grievous, Boba, and the troopers. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's Crescent Moon Animations. Stay safe from the coronavirus.
Excited when